Good morning, my fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is I, and I am Guy, coming to you live from Applewood Station in Denver, Colorado, where it's 7 degrees above freezing Celsius and sunny. And so it was a lovely and slightly breezy. Looks like there's a little bit of breeze. Got some breeze going. We should have, I don't know, epic. No, we did epic. Let's do cinematic. Cinematic. All right, we got cinematic music going. Ish. We sort of have cinematic music going. I want better cinematic music. Okay, there we go. Ooh, righty. Now that we've done that, we are in the middle of trying to figure out which things I have done and which ones I have not. Because I'm trying to get all of my Japanese work done before we clear out of spring break, because then I can get all of these things. I guess we're going to spend the rest of the class doing this final. All right, so that's that, and the Tayform review sheet should be just easy. I thought I already did that. These are the things, like, I'm not 100% sure that I have done all of these things. Somebody just ripped me. All right. So this one, I think I've actually done the piece that needs to be done. So I'm going to go on ahead and upload it, so at least it gets it the heck out of my way. Oh, problem, of course, is that it's never in the right spot. I got to go back to classes on Monday. Though it looks like it's going to snow tomorrow, or day after tomorrow. So there's that. Tomorrow I'll be tabling, and that's kind of cool. I did do the Tayform flowchart. No. Tayform review sheet? No. Where are these things? Tayform review sheet. Did I save it? And date modified, so they're all sorted by date modified. I did place in the family. What? Where are these things? Did I just download it and then not mess with it or anything? No, I saved it. I can't tell if this is what he meant me to do or not. Oh, I think I remember doing this. Ugh. Always, it's over here doing something. All right. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to go back to college. Know what I'm doing. Praise the master. Japanese Dayform review sheet. I think there's the knife form review sheet. There's the tape form review sheet. Hopefully. I don't know. I feel like this is. Does it say chapter 10 on it? It doesn't say chapter 10 on it, though. Right? I mean, like, this makes me uncomfortable because I'm worried that I don't have the right assignment. Oh, I can always download it again. Oh, I did this. Did I just save it as something weird? What did I do? Oh, that's where it is. I see it. I see it. We've got it. I've got it. I just took a screen cap of it. That's all. I'm feeling old. Every time I do this, I'm like, I should really just. I gotta make these things big so I can see them, because otherwise I can't see them. My eyes are like. I'm squinting. I did do the Tapeform review sheet. Where did it go? Oh, it should be still sorted as sort by date. Because the pages don't all match. There we go. That one's done. That will get that out of its way, because these are all problem children. All right, continuing down to see which ones also are missing. The place in the family, GP1. Let's see, SAM 283. 286, 285, 283. Is it done? It's not done. All right, well, there's that. So we don't have that one. So this one still needs to be done. We'll do that today. So we'll do 23. Still needs to be done. See, I did this so willy-nilly that I just confused the heck out of myself. So, place in the family. Wish there was some way to. Place in the family. We actually probably should say chapter 10 dash place in the family. That way I'll be able to find it again. Chapter 10 GP1. That should make that easier to find. Because, see, I'm having a hard time matching it. The 10 is the kanji assignment, so that should be pretty easy. That's, okay, 295, 96, good. And then, where am I doing? 87, 88. Because that's stative. Uh-oh. Did this close? Uh-oh. Oh, there we are. Yeah, so this is all stative. That's why you're having a problem with it. 285 and 286. No, chapter 10, GP2. Sam 285. And then 286 is the same thing. Available till March 15th. Why did that close? I don't want to lose these 2 points, man. I mean, it's only 2 points, but still, I don't want to lose these 2 points. Hey, Ronald. Hey, Ron. I think. Oh, hey, 10 days in Florida is awesome. I think I might be able to actually be there this week or this coming April. I have to see. I'm not 100% sure, but every so often they give me the first off, and so I think this particular month, I think I have the first, well, the 6th off, which would be interesting. So I might be able to join you. 10 days in Florida sounds like a lot of fun. And a lot warmer than here. I, on the other hand, am about neck deep in my homework because I've got a couple of assignments that for some reason did not get loaded in properly, and it's because I have bad asset management going on here. I've lost track of my homework because the Japanese class is a 5 credit hour class, and so every week I get about 6 or 7 assignments, and because of that I seem to have lost track of which ones are uploaded and which ones are downloaded. Yep, Ron, you gotta watch out for Florida, man. Hey, some user. Do you know why Florida man is such a thing, some user? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. You too, my friend. Hopefully I will see you on the 6th. I believe I will. Not 100% sure, but I believe I will. All right. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And I guess I already told you. Hey, Ray. How are you doing, my friend? See you then. With Ron, Ray, and some user here, we have representatives from here and all the way over on the other side of the globe, which is awesome. Which is just the way that I like it. Okay, I'm going to have to ask. We're talking about Florida Man, Pepper. And why there's a Florida Man. And I am still trying to figure out. Okay, I've got 3 assignments that are missing. And I'm trying to knock those out, or at least figure out what I did wrong with them. But one of them he closed on me. So it was due on the 15th, and I know I'm late, but he closed it on the 15th as well. So that's not normal for him. Usually he gives me, a week, and we were behind because that one assignment needed to be uploaded, and I happened to be not at home, and so it didn't get uploaded properly because I was on the wrong Wi-Fi. So now I'm like, but usually you let me do that. The global conglomerate duck pond. I like the global conglomerate duck pond, though. I think that's just really cool. It's back to my belief that we're all just one big family. And some of us are all over the place. It's really late at night for Ray. It's in the middle of the afternoon for some user. And for Pepper and me, it's first thing in the morning. It's just cool. Yeah, you always talk about flat earthers who think that the earth is flat. And though I get that that's a thing, how can you, in this day and age, think that the world is flat when literally I can get online with you two, and it's the middle of the night for Ray, or almost the middle of the night, and it's definitely afternoon for some user. Some users in Sweden, in Europe, and then it's like morning for me, and I'm like, that's obviously like this is a you can't not think it's round. Like, I'm like, how do you not think this planet is round? I have proof with you two right here. But Pepper, on the other hand, there's, Pepper throws a monkey wrench because it's probably afternoon where Pepper is. See, now I'm just being funny. Pepper, of course, lives just up the street effectively, at least compared to you two. Right? That's true. You could both be fake. There is a truth to that. But, I mean, legitimately, if that were true, I guess I could also be making stuff up too. Because I was about to say, I can always add this source. Where is it? Video capture. And grab that source and just put it here. And of course, that's just outside my door. Right here. With a car going by. And apparently 2 contrails going in the next pattern. There we go. Yeah, I mean, like, this is literally right outside. Right outside my window. Which is why I love my office, because I've got this this is my sliding glass door in this room, and you can kind of see part of the door right here. I've got it open because it's nice and lovely outside. It's 7 degrees Celsius out there right now, and so I'm like, it's very lovely. I'm going to keep my window open. So I've got my door open, and yeah, the chemtrails. My dad believed that those were chemtrails. And I even explained to him how a jet engine works. And he went, well, maybe, but I'm not sure. And I'm like, and he even said, They weren't like this when I was a kid. And I was like, Dad, when you were a kid, they had propellered aircraft. There weren't jets. He's like, well, even the jets. And I said, it's because they changed the laws in the late 80s because they got newer engines that were quieter. No, not 7D, 7. Just 7. But it is a lovely 7 degrees. Although 7D degrees would be interesting for, about a 30th of a second. Then I'd be like, I'm over this. I am way over being cooked. Baked. Anyway. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, at least it's entertaining. I can see kind of what you're saying, though. But yeah, Dad was he was so into that. And I'm like, do you know how they work? You're like, that makes more sense. Oh, man. Even if it was 70 Fahrenheit, that'd be much worse than it was out there now. Because, right now it's just kind of a nice, happy, blissful, nice, cool morning. So yesterday, I received my DVD player that's awesome because it's not region encoded. I have had a ton of DVDs that I brought back from Japan 15 years ago that I haven't been able to watch because all my DVD players are region 1 and Japan is region 2. And so finally, I found a DVD player that I could buy online. Yeah, that's exactly. Conspiracies are all just now. Well, you know how it goes, Ray. It's the easiest way to make people do what you want them to do is freak them out and scare them. So all you have to do is build somebody to be scared about and then illustrate that so that people will go, oh no, and start freaking out. So it's easy to pick people of color or groups that are identify as whatever. It's easy to pick on those because they're already kind of saying either they are easily identifiable or they're trying to get acceptance, which makes them easily identifiable. Either way, it makes them an easy target. So it's kind of like I could make you guys, I could make it easy to say that my cat is a threat. My cat certainly thinks he's a threat right now because he's running around like an insane animal. But if I were to say, any cat that's, let's say, black, a black cat is a threat. That actually still people to this day believe that black cats are a threat. There's nothing inherently different between an orange cat and a black cat. They're both cats. And George is a black cat. And the reason why I keep getting black cats is because people think that they're evil or that they are whatever. Because somebody somewhere along the line found an easy way to identify an animal by its coloring. So anyway, it's actually one of the reasons why a lot of the cats that I have had over the years are black. Is because I know that if they live here, they live in a good place. George is insane this morning, but he lives a good life. Even if he is insane, I don't know what his problem is. Photoshopping zippers. That just sounds creepy. Interesting, but creepy. Photoshopping zippers. Are you saying that you miss those days, Ray? Is that what we're saying here? Like, I miss the days of photoshopping zippers to the side of people's faces. That is a very specific thing. It's remarkably specific. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they still do it as much, but for the longest time, black cats were associated with witches and witchcraft. And so, um, black cats would be, oh, lizard people conspiracy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I'm just like, it's such a left field thing, you know. I miss the, I, and by the way, I have all the faith in the world, Ray, that you and some user are not the kind of people that indulge in some of these weirder and stranger conspiracies. I know you're not involved in it. Which, back to the flat earth thing, like, okay, but you literally can see, I mean, I guess, like I said, I guess I could fake it. Um, the black cat thing, no, sadly, it's not. And there's a reason. That's kind of the reason why most of the time you'll see that I have a black cat, and it's because I'll go to the shelters and I know that people will. There's still a little bit of fear about black cats, and so um, the shelters are very careful about who they give black cats to. So that's a reality. I remember I went to the shelter to look for a cat, and we were looking for a kitten. Oh, the lizard people thing. I think we were talking about black cats because that's real, sadly. So yeah, when I went to go get George, they had to look at my record to see that I had Luna and Tsuki, who were both black cats, and saw that both of them lived to be 16 and 18 respectively, which is old for a cat. So that means that they lived long lives, and I obviously did not torture or abuse the animals, so they let me have George. And George is now just like, he's still running. So he's doing this thing. Oh, there you go. Bosnian pyramid conspiracy. No, see now, Ray, you're going to make me look that up because I've never heard of that. Oh, noes. Pseudo-archaeological. Archaeological. Wow. The Visoko area of Visoko in Bosnia. Herzegovina. Wow. Yeah, those both look like they're flat irons. I'll agree with that. The very idea of Bosnians building pyramids? No, I don't know. YouTube removed your. That's what you get for saying weird things. Some user. I don't know what you said. That's pretty funny though. Or maybe he was like an addict. I don't know, maybe. I don't understand why Bosnians making pyramids is funny, but like ancient Bosnians wouldn't be Bosnians. Ancient Bosnians would be Romans. So Romans did all kinds of things. So goodness knows what ancient Romans would do. The Romans were into building big things. Yeah, Albin. I like the fact that the first one's totally on topic, and the second one's a removed message. But yeah, I mean, like that's what that's what I've heard too about black cats, is that they were abused, they're killed, and things like that. I'm not sure how much of that's true today, but since the cat shelters still won't give you black cats until you show that you're not the kind of person to hurt a black cat, that implies to me that there's still something going on out there in the culture that is still happening and going on. Something's occurring. That's my thought. But as far as the Bosnian, you support every Balkan conspiracy. That's fair, right? I'm okay with that. As someone who lives in an area with flat irons, I can tell you that they do look remarkably. Oh, I gotcha. Oh, Alvin's some user with a funny hat. It's some user, but he put a different hat on. Yeah, which I find interesting because, I mean, cats are cats, and every black cat I have had has had a completely different personality. I mean, like George is completely different from Luna, and Luna was completely different from Tsuki. Yeah, they're all very different animals. So, shrug. And George is just insane today. So he's been doing this thing where he'll get over here, get onto my bed, and then he'll all of a sudden look really insane, and his eyes will get really big, and then he will run off, and then you'll hear him downstairs going or whatever. That's fair. Fear of black cats come from they used to be. See, now you're back onto the bed looking insane. What are you trying to attack? George. Hey, George. Hi. What are you doing? You're a weirdo. You know that? Just saying. He's insane. I have heard all kinds of things. Black cats being either familiars of the Romani. I've heard that one. I've heard that they were familiars for witchcraft. Familiars being a word for an animal that is your partner or pal or whatever. That's the term is called a familiar, and it's an older term. Although you see it a lot now in D&D, because D&D likes to use older language to make it seem more authentic. Oh, that's fair. It's better that way. I'm fond of cats, man. And another phrase just came to mind, I'm familiar of cats of all stripe. And there's another old phrase of English, which just means all different colors and sizes and shapes and whatever. But it is interesting. I'm like, But yeah, I know that that's part of it, was that they were with the Romani. I know that they were part of the Salem witches here. And I think that's even more. See, all you're doing is trying to tear stuff up over there. I think that's even more of a problem because that became kind of a sad loop. I know that at least with the witches here in Virginia, that was this like bad loop, which was somebody decided that the black cats were familiars of the witches. So they started killing the black cats. So then the witches, who were ostracized and outside of culture, would start saving black cats because they were getting killed, which then proved that they were familiars of the witches and just reinforced the theory. So it was like this bad loop. Well, most of us didn't have cats for a long time. Domestic house cats are an adaptation. And it's because they and cats domesticated themselves, which is even better. But you'll notice that cats are everywhere now. They're all over the place. You'll find cats all over the place now. Every part of the world. That's fair. So you didn't get the adaptation of the cats because you didn't need them because you didn't have grain or rice. That makes sense. So you wouldn't have mice, and therefore you wouldn't have cats. Probably also was really useful for bubonic plague, since you wouldn't have rats either. And thus you wouldn't have cats and you wouldn't have rats, and that'd be kind of cool. And that's how Mongolia got out of the plague. Or at least that's our theory today. Well, what was your primary carb staple then? Carbohydrate. If you weren't eating grain or rice, what was your primary carbohydrate? Was it potatoes? That's a starch. Well, maybe. Yeah, so culturally, what was your main carbohydrate? Because now I'm kind of curious. All right, I think I have made all of the homeworks. Meat milk. So like goat milk and cow milk. Now that you mention it though, I mean, like thinking back on like your traditional images from Mongolia with the yurts and the wandering tribes, I don't remember a laven bread or an unlaven bread. You're right, and I don't remember rice, and and of course, since you guys were nomadic for a long time, maybe the nomadic lifestyle kept you away from agriculture long enough that you didn't adapt to grains or rices, wild plants, but nothing you'd store. And as long as you're not, and that makes sense because Mongolian tribes were nomadic, they were moving around a lot. You probably didn't settle down as a people until probably like 500 or 600 years ago, which is relatively recent in the history of humans. I don't know if they were poor, they were just nomadic. Nomadic meaning that they wandered around. You know, like the natives here. The natives here also were nomadic. And so because of that, the nomadic tribes, like the Arapaho and the Cheyenne and the Shoshone, they didn't have a lot of grains or rice either. But the Navajo and the Algonquin, they all settled in and the Cherokee, they all settled down, and then grain, and then mice, and then cats, and so you ended up with sort of that kind of thing. Interesting. But again, history of people fascinates me. It's not a judgment. I mean, it is what it is. We just did all kinds of cool things. As humans, we did so many interesting things wandering around the planet and doing all these different things. Well, George has discovered that the trash truck is outside. Does this mean you have stopped being insane? Because you've been insane all morning. Imagine, did you mean grains or gains? All right, I should do something. Hold on, no problem. I'm going to do something. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but we're going to do something. We're going to do something. Let's do something. There's a lot of customs in here. I'll do that. You look good. I will switch. I am doing drawing. I'm just switching now. I'm switching now. Well, I'm not switching now. I'm switching now. Now I'm switching. It's a day. It's a day. How you doing, Paimo? Oh, you know what I should do? I just got the new Clip Studio. Does this work this way or this way? What does it do? Does anybody know? Nobody knows. Yikes. Oh. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily want to try to fire off Clip Studio with well, let's find out. So I can hit the big button and say draw. So for those of you who are wondering, this is Clip Studio 3. This is their newest version, 3.0. And I've got all of these interesting things we can do here, and I've noticed a whole bunch of stuff. Fascinating. Manage materials. Well, the question really is, did it dump all of my old materials? Let's see, shall we? Let's see if it decided to... No. My plan is changed. I'm looking at my plans. Okay. Says right here. Clip Studio Paint EX dual device. Right? Active. So why are we having a problem? Here, allow me to move this to right here. And then I will screen capture it. There we go. Because I'm about to complain to Clip Studio about this, because they're saying I have to deactivate it from my laptop in order for it to work here. And they're playing the little game of you can only have it on one machine at a time. I just paid a lot of money yesterday so that I can have it on two machines. It shouldn't be doing this game. Apparently it is. That's the way it goes, I guess. Put this on the desktop. Save. Help that. All right, well, we will deactivate and launch on this device. And then whenever it whines about it, yeah, it's a, I only have two, guys. I only have two. So they've gone, Clip Studio's done a lot to try to mimic the way that everybody else is doing sort of their thing. Although it did seem to remember my space, so that's a good thing. It does. Let's see what we've got in tool selection. Okay, good. So it updated my tools. Everything looks like it's pretty much the same, which is a plus. So yeah, Clip Studio did an adjustment because they've seen the success of Adobe Photoshop, and the adjustment they made is they've gone to an all subscription model, so that you have to pay monthly for it. And there was a big backlash to it, and many of us users said, "Hey, look, the reason we're at Clip Studio is because Photoshop does this to us." And so Clip Studio then kind of backed off of it and said, "All right, we agree that's not necessarily fair. And so we'll give two versions. One is the subscription version, and one is a version that you can purchase." And that was great. But then whenever I purchased it, I found out that it no longer has two machines allowed. It only allows one machine. And if you have two machines, it won't let you have the license active on one. You have to disable the license on the other, just like I just did here. Well, yesterday I started teaching a class on comic book creation at the local arts center, which is really close. And so I was teaching there, and I needed to have Clip Studio running on my laptop. So I went on ahead, and they have a deal. If you are a first-time user, you can have a year's worth of dual licensing for $60, which is still ridiculous and makes me aggravated. But I went on ahead and did it, and then I purchased the upgrade to version 3 here because actually I do like that. I don't mind spending money on Clip Studio. I just have a problem with subscriptions because I'm the kind of person that forgets. And so subscriptions are the worst possible thing to do to me. And to me, it feels like subscriptions are trying to exploit the fact that my life is simply too busy to track all 25,000 of these subscriptions. And so after a while, you just give up. And even though you've never used this in, let's say, 3 or 4 years, you've still paid $10 a month for it for 3 years before you realize, I don't use it and I haven't used it. But because your life is so busy, you just don't get around to stopping it. And so that's the whole business model. They're hoping we will forget them and then continue to pay monthly while they bill our cards because our life is just too busy. I kind of find that to be, I don't know, appalling a little bit. I don't know. I find that to be just kind of, that's a unpleasant business model. I don't mind buying it outright. That's fine. Because this is mine and I own it. And that's totally okay. I get that. And I don't even mind this. I've now paid, between all the different versions of Clip, I've probably paid $600. That's okay. That works for me. I'm okay with that. What I don't like is that I've paid about $6,500 for Photoshop because it's $50 a month and has been for 4 or 5 or 6 years now. Gosh, been 8 years, hasn't it, since they switched to that model. I mean, and that bothers me. That's $4,800. So I've paid $4,800 for Photoshop so far. That's not fair. And if I stop paying, everything disables. I don't know. Let's see. So I'm like, that's what I just did. I just upgraded because this guy, this guy is definitely a version 3. So we'll see what happens here. So far, the big thing that I'm always worried about is stuff like this, that they'll swap out my things, because this is my color codes for Bellatrix Rising right here. And these are all my color codes. And so I'm always worried that they'll bork them and I can't get back into them again or whatever. And these are all my pens, my blue line pencil and stuff like that, because you can't export these, which is still a problem that I have with Clip. I make this perfect set of pens that has exactly the right things, the things I like the most, and then it won't export it. And I'm like, really? So, all right, what do we have here? What's new? I actually just missed the what's new, and I shouldn't have. Let's see if I can get the getting started thing. Okay. No, that's sketching. Yeah, this doesn't seem like this is helpful. Let's see. Well, I mean, I can bring it up right here. Okay, so we've got layer comps that we can do. They've made 3D more easy. We can use color reference. New features in 3. Let's just take a look. Right. Oh, models can have things linked together. That's useful. You can import 3D files that are used for 3D avatars and VTuber models. Okay. Easily make poses symmetrical. Adjust the upper and lower arms. Import normal maps. Use 3D materials that express detailed textures for drawing. So in other words, they're trying to hone in on DAZ. I'm not going to argue with that too terribly much. Record and see your work time. See the total work time in the information palette. Oh, hey, that's useful. Mesh transformation. Once increased number of divisions for more detailed editing. Cool. Tonal correction. Color adjust to intuitively change colors by setting images and gradations for target colors. Always interesting. Filters such as pencil style? Okay. Ah, good. We've got some better text control. That's useful. One of my big complaints with Clip has always been on the text control, right? And that's been always a big problem with Clip. Take here and I say, this is my text control test. Right? And here's always that big thing, right? Okay, so that works. We've got sort of this thing going for it. We'll bring that up so that it's bigger. Middle. And so what did they say? Added alignment and justify. Oh, that's useful. Adjust lettering with kerning. Oh, we have both sides now. Do we really? Well, we have alignment, but I don't see that one. I just see left, center, and right. I do see... Arrange text in a circle. Oh. But it still only does that. I mean, I don't know what it's doing exactly. I don't know if anybody is familiar with this, but one of the things that I do love and have always loved about the newer versions of these is you can take some of these versions of, let's say, whatever this is, and you can drag and drop it onto the text, and it puts the text inside it. Right, so I can readjust this, and it puts the text inside the thing, and it's inside the bubble, and the bubble now is one unit, which that is so ridiculously useful. I mean, just being able to do that has been extremely useful. You make this look like he's really like, ugh. Ridiculously useful. There. But that was in version 2. So version 3 has it too. Well, that's okay. Font search. Oh, we can use a keyword search. That's actually kind of useful. Yo. Sorry about that. Roommate came in to see things. What else do we have? Oh, we got transparent animated GIF support. That's useful. We do have alpha channels. That's kind of watermarks. We can add watermarks to things. Oh, it's kind of cool. File size of time lapse has now been changed. That's kind of cool. I like that too. Subview palette. Oh, that's this thing. That's useful. Simple UI. That's kind of cool. Well, I'm seeing a lot of interesting things here, but I'm not sure whether, that's a huge thing. I'm curious about some of the other painting things, though. All right. Like, what do we have as far as 3D models go? Kind of curious, right? Like, did they add different models? Panoramas. That's kind of wild. Primitives, which includes apparently billboards. All right, well, that's interesting. Different heads, different body types. And different materials in the folder. That's all the materials that are in this folder. So there. What do they got out of here? We got a whole bunch of poses. It's kind of cool. Onna no kotachi pozu setto 25. That's kind of cool. That pen. What's the asset moderation? Oh, so they're watching against AI. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm okay with that, though. Not opposed. Oh, where were we? Like stick poses. Spear and staff poses. Looks like kissing poses. Some of these look a little more disturbing than just kissing. That's all right. Everybody has a right to do whatever they do. They do the things. That's fine. I don't know what hexcraft is, but it's kind of interesting. It's a 3D object. There's a watch. And some boots. I'm guessing you can put the boots on these little dudes now. That's part of it. Kind of cool. No, so this is by recent. I get it. This is kind of cool. These pins are neat. I always like whenever they put pins up here. Lots of moisture? I mean, just gonna say that sounds strange. Double door. Cool. In theory, we can start importing things now. Like it takes models today. Okay. There's like a water pattern. There's a watercolor marker do. Well, I mean, why does it say re-download? Did I download it before and I've just never used it? Must be. Sounds about right for me. Like, well, there's the thing. Something I'm known to do. Walkie-talkies, that's cool. Flower brushes. That can definitely be cool. A pen. Not just any pen. It's a pen. Okay, I'm not 100% sure why we have it in hiragana and katakana, but okay. You know, hey people, you do you. You do what you need to do. Get on with your bad self. And here is the new pen. Because apparently just a normal pen is not... I mean, we just have this new pen. I've got to love this picture, though. I'm digging this picture. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The pen looks pretty. Oh, that's kind of cool. This just seems like like, look, I just need to tell you these things. Would you listen to me? What is your problem? You know, I just right? It just seems like he's like, really? I'm entertained. Oh, hey, look, it's a sports motorcycle. That's kind of cool. Nuance no aru nantoka. All right, well, you know, there's that. Then that happened. thought it was set for free. Oh, these things look like they're slightly have some money to them or something. The brush also lazy to what? I don't even know what that says. Gold band brush. No image, no data. Like, there we go. No image, no data. See, that just is great, isn't it? So the problem I've got with this is, as great as this is, you have to go back, and every time you go back, it still has things that were in number 1 or number 2, number 3 position, and has been for a long time. I don't know if oh, this mixes, huh? This pen is better with G pen and blur effect, and the size of the brush can have different effects of the weight of the pen. Oh yeah. Alright. Oh, that's kind of cool. Huh. Photoshop style brushes. Yeah, not gonna complain. That actually looks pretty good. Ooh, they had to do shadows. I was like sitting there being impressed right up until they did shadows. Then I was like, well, that's beyond my skill level right there. They just went way past my skill level. I mean, we all love hands to begin with, you know. Hmm. Hmm. Still cool. Not sure what to think of all of it, but it's still cool. I wish there was a way to maybe not sort set by ranking. Maybe just set it by, well, I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's exactly what I do too. And it's just let AI do it, and then I mean, what's a few extra fingers between friends? I'm just saying, you know. Yeah, because see, this is all like the same. It's all based on, I don't know. It's only got ranking and ranking and ranking. I can't seem to set them for anything else. And these poses are kind of cool, though. That stretch is cool. That's a cool stretch. And then gone through there and fixed some of these, I think. Oh my god, there's a ton of them. I'm guessing this guy does all of these things the same way. I mean, the question really is this more than... I mean, does he have a catalog of these? It's all one instead of having to get 30 of them, 30 individual ones of 5. That's kind of what I want to know. Because this guy's 80 gold. I don't have any gold. Like, that's a good pose right there. I like that pose. That's a cool pose. There's all these poses could be useful. I mean, I don't know what I really use them for, but they could be useful. The real question is, can we make the 3D models? We have different... Can I redesign the things? And that's still something I want to figure out. Things I'm looking for bindings. This says 5 years ago. That's not helping me at all. Did not know that. Apparently we can totally customize them, which is cool, but I want to change the map. Use 3D poses as material. Register full body poses as material. Place model on the ground. Okay. Center the object. All right. Display your object list. Okay. This is cool. Manga perspective. Ooh. Oh, really? That's interesting. Who knows here what's going on? The thing I do like about Manga Studios, once we get the hang of it, it's a lot easier to manipulate the characters and have them do things, because it is a little bit easier to use this interface than it is in, say, DAS. Although I did discover that Daz also does allow and hold to sort of the concept of the same thing as sort of what we're seeing here now. They're doing that as well. You can move body parts in Daz, but it is useful. Now I'm trying to figure out, okay, that's great. What are we doing? Adjust the body shape, size, and everything. Huh. All right. Okay. I'm in. This is cool. And make him go this way. It makes him get thinner and get bigger. And that's kind of cool. More muscular and less muscular. Okay, that's cool. Also cool. I'm okay with that. His height. Make him heightier and shortier. Huh. We can change his head to body ratio. Oh, that's totally Attack of the Titans sort of stuff going on there, man. Go into chibi mode. All right. I can. Oh, that's kind of cool. Make him have a really long body, really short. But oh, this is kind of fun. I'm just saying. Like playing in Sims. Only this part's big. That part's small. Oh, we can make the legs really long. Okay, this is cool. There's stuff we can do here. We make him female. Make him male. Make him female. Make him male. Nice. All right. Now the question I still have is there any way to change the map on him? Because I would love to have at least the rough outlines of my uniform on there instead of just the base lines. Now, so far, that hasn't been an option. We haven't been allowed to do that. So I'm waiting to see, will version 3 evolve to a point where it can actually do that? That's kind of important to me. I don't know what Manga Perspective does. I don't see Manga Perspective doing anything. Oh, I can outline them. Does that make it bigger? Yeah! That's kind of useful. Yeah! I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of cool. Also kind of cool. Can I do it in... I guess not. Oh, fog. What's the fog for? Enable fog. What if it's just depth fog? That doesn't seem like it's as interesting as it should be. Panorama. Preferences. All right. So we can do a lot with this. That's interesting. Lens. Oh, we can do one side and not the other. All right, camera. Perspective. Woof. Sounds about right. We can roll the camera and roll the camera back. Camera position, focal point, and put the focal point behind it. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm digging this. Transform. Yeah. Object list. Well, we only have one thing out here so far. Mouse and gestures. Drag rotates the camera. Oh yeah, I guess it does. Check it. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Legitimately, if only I can get into the mapping of this character, life will be good. I just need to get the bitmap off of this character, and then I don't have to worry about running anything in Daz Studio anymore. Because I can move the models all into here now. Version 3 allows me to import actual models, so I can import the bridge, I can import bits and pieces of the backgrounds and stuff like that. We can do a whole lot more. I'm kind of curious how to import, although it's 11 o'clock, so we may have to bow out here in a minute. But for the moment here, I'm having fun with this. So, can I image material? Got halftones. I like these halftones. I'm just saying. I like my halftones. The manga materials. We got mosaics. Alright, we got pose and small object motion character parts. Character parts? We got schoolgirls and things like that, which are things. Does this mean you add this to the... Oh, wait. Does that mean you add it to these guys? Or do we add it to just your standard? If I were to take this and put it here, and then go down here and say character parts... and do this. No, I can't do this. It says it specifically. I don't know how to make it work though. First, we'll do our neck exercises, everybody. Start here, move this way, move this way, move this way. Okay. And we'll do the top part of our body exercises. Bend a little bit here, bend a little bit there. Just saying. Then we'll do the hula. This actually looks more like floss. And this is our 3D exercise class for the day. Everybody just kind of do their 3D work. Oh, you know what? That's not a bad idea. As a character part and map it onto all of your models. Yeah? Now we're cooking with Mazzola. The question is, how do I get it to work? There's faces. But I don't know how to get these things to go in and work on this. And this just means I'm going to have to figure something out here. But with that, we could have different characters having different hair. How do I attach it, though? Do I just bring it in? No. How do I make it work? Do I have to use character specific? Like, do I have to use the actual characters? Let's say I bring her in. Let's say I bring her in and stick her way up there for reasons. Oh, look at her. Look at her skirt. It's got like motion, like really moves and stuff. It's kind of cool. Okay, so is this what happens here? Now I have to use... No. It still says no. I'm still getting a I can't use it. Select style of hair. Oh, okay. Well, I am sort of drawing. I am looking at the various things. Select face of character. Select body of character. Oh, I can switch her uniforms. Put her in winters. And just normal clothes. Well, I mean, it's got... I mean, I guess we'll have to figure it out. But it does seem like everything's got a little bit of a... Anyway. I mean, this is interesting because, like, if I can figure out how to make this work, it'll probably be much better. In the long and short run. Hi, everybody. Hi. Okay. Maybe there is a custom Clip Studio model. All right. Well, whatever we're going to do, we're going to have to do it later because I got to get moving because this is my only time to really hang out with my kiddo. The answer to your question, some user, before I go, is maybe. I mean, a one-stop shop would be awesome. You know? Just not having to go anywhere and just putting my models straight into the page. Not having to render them or anything like that would be really nice. It just takes one more step out. But I'd have to learn this, but I'm kind of doing the, well, if they're going to make it a little easier for me, then maybe I will learn it. But I'd have to make a duplicate of all the characters because I can't make them change too much. But on the same token, these look like they're more, Daz was not suited for, that wasn't what it was designed to be used for. This is designed for this. That's what this is for. That's why it's here. So, it could be a thing where everything gets changed over for that. That would be kind of useful. I just don't know how to get anything to work yet. Like, I don't know how to add things in. Can I add stuff to this? Like small objects, backgrounds. I guess I could add backgrounds. I can add windmills. Okay. There's a konbini. Condo entrance, a school entrance. I guess that doesn't surprise me. And a train. Very Japanese. Anyway, just something I'm pondering. Who knows? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But either way, it could be. I mean, if it's in here, it'd be a one-stop shop. And even though Daz doesn't cost me anything right now, and once I transfer over to actually being like an anthropologist and not an artist / anthropologist, I can stop using Adobe and just stay here. And then I don't mind paying whatever it is, $100 a year to have two licenses for clip, because then it won't matter. $100 a year is still far cheaper than $600 a year, which is what I pay right now to Adobe. So I don't know. And again, if I can figure out a way to make my own models, then I don't feel so guilty, right? Because all I'm doing is just tracing my existing models as they are. And that's not a big issue. So if I can make my own models somehow, maybe even make them in Blender, then it wouldn't be so bad. I wouldn't feel bad. I wouldn't feel like, like I'm using somebody else's models to draw this. So I wouldn't feel so bad on that one. And that would make me feel better. Because I've spent some time crafting the models that we're using in Daz, and I have been crafting them back and forth through Blender and stuff like that, to the point where it's really all my artwork. It's not somebody else's artwork, and that makes me feel better. Even though I have been really leaning into Wally Wood's comment. Oh man, what's that quote? Because before I go, I want to actually say this quote, because this is like very good. Right? And there we go. His quote is, "Never draw anything you can copy. Never copy anything you can trace. Never trace anything you can cut out and paste up." And like, I'm starting to really lean into that. The point is about the story. It is not about... There, I'll save that so that I can put it somewhere. Put it in my quotes directory. But I love that quote because it's true. You're not here for the drawings. People might be here for the drawings, but the majority of the people are here for your story. So there we go. I have saved that. And that's because you're not here for... She looks like she's giving a German salute. I'm actually kind of disturbed, so I think I'm going to do that now. Maybe she'll hold hands. Hold hands with the other maquette. The other maquette needs help. There we go. Aw, isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? No. Line this up. See, now I'm just having fun. But I've got to go because kiddo. It's kiddo time. Time to be with a kid. It doesn't want to turn that much. That's what the problem is. I'm like, why is it not looking? Okay, I've got to go. I'm like sitting here going, well, I'm having fun with stuff, and I'm like, but if I intend to be back here by like 4, I better get going. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Monday, I should be back on my normal school schedule, so you should see me Monday morning, because that's Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Monday and Wednesday, I have only one class, and it's in the afternoon. So all should be good. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being here, Bishimoda. And it's also good to have you here, some user, and Ray, of course, certainly. It was good having you guys here. And Alvin, it was good. That was your alternate account, so that was kind of cool. And Paimo, it's good to see all you guys. So appreciate all of you guys being here. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.